How do, children? Scott Grove here of GroovyMusicLessons.com with part 16, hour 16 of Ask Scott Grove Anything. Okay, so I'm just going to leave off where I left off at. Okay, so I still got plenty of stuff to go through, and God, let's just pick up where we left off, and we're going to almost sounds like a Chicago song. 5881 EL34. I'm thinking 25 or 624. You guys don't know what it is probably, except for the old folks know who Chicago is. How much would scalloped aluminum guitar necks cost if mass produced in China or Indonesia? How about in the United States? Thanks for all your help and wisdom. Actual money, I don't know the price of aluminum these days, nor what the people's prices are for mass producing such things, so I really am going to be of zero help here. I take it that you're thinking, well, I don't know if you're talking about the fingerboard being aluminum or being of a different, that's going to make a big deal. The fingerboard actually being aluminum, which is totally feasible, doable, and why not? Because you're not ever going to play it anyway, so it might as well just be one piece of aluminum. But for it to be the grade that like Kramer used, I'm thinking, unless you want the lightweight aluminum, which is super sturdy, like used in bike frames and so forth, it's going to vary. And then again, if you want some kind of wood for some reason, where Kramer didn't use wood, they used Ibanez, man-made stuff. Sorry, I just spilled some tea in here, so I'm looking for a place to wipe it. I really have no answer for you, my friend. I'd like to see it, though. I'll check into it, because I would be interested in it myself, and I'd like to honestly see. I don't know if you've seen it, any such thing. If you have, let me know. Because an all-aluminum neck would interest me, and with an aluminum fingerboard or fretboard that is scalloped, because like I said, you're not going to touch it anyway, and they make the fretless guitars with aluminum fingerboards, which sound much better and sustain much longer than with wood, ebony, on fretless guitars. They just die, just same as no fretless instruments, unless it's an upright and you like that sound, should be made out of wood. Again, I just hate wood on music instruments, except for, well, period. I don't like wood. I know wood. So I'd like to check it out too. So I'll do what I can to find out, because that's interesting actually. I'd like to see an all aluminum but lighter weight. Like the stuff that they use now for bike frames, instead of the Kramer aluminum, and then make them the whole fretboard that way. And they're great, on fretless basses. They just sing instead of going and dying with flat wound or tape wound strings and shit. Oh, and of course for the earlier I owe someone a little bit of an apology, just because either that or I owe him a chewing out just from the. This is just the biology thing. He'd asked about Richard Dawkins, and I know most of you people won't know this, but for the few biology buffs out there, Dawkins is usually, right now especially, even in hot shit, for shit he says about Islam and all that crap. So I don't know if, that's why I kind of avoided the question for the most part about Dawkins in particular. So if it matters to the original poster or not, I just wasn't going to get into the whole Islam end, and I figured that's what you were prodding about. So that's why I kind of glossed over it. So most of you are like, what? And if that guy's listening, then he knows what I'm talking about. So it just seemed like an attempt to get at me about trying to go in a religious route, which I don't want to do at the moment. So anyway, up to the Tone King. Okay. Guy that lives in a cool little room here. I actually blocked him one time, then unblocked him, and everybody's like, you blocked the Tone King? It's like, I don't care who the fuck I block, but it's like, he's a cool enough dude, and I let him through and back in, and he's just a major tube amp freak, and I'm not, but we can get along in the same earth, you know, we're both good people, and he is a good guy, so he's back in my good graces. But if he was blocked, which he was blocked for a reason, and then I gave that reason up, and we kissed and made out and made up, so everything's good. It says, I'll ask a question. It's a riddle that someone once told me, which I thought was funny, but don't Google before you answer. Okay, I'm nowhere near a computer. Well, there's a computer here, but it's not online. How many guitars does it take to change a light bulb? Which, of course, there are many answers to. I had answered this one once earlier, but and I know some moron up here actually tried to give another question, but my particular answer, of the way I had heard it, was that it took like 5, one to get up there and actually to do the thing, and everybody else is standing around pointing at him saying, hey, I can do that, and I can do it better, and I don't know what key's that in, or whatever. So, yeah, we really, 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 really need to do a whole thing on, a whole video on nothing but musician jokes. So, I don't know how to set it up yet. I'll set up a thing kind of like this one where everybody just writes in their musician jokes. Everybody will read it in advance, but then I'll just read them off again, so it'll just be fun to say them out loud, because I will erase the comments like I always do after 2 weeks. So, but it would be something nice to have around, to have one place to come to for all the musician jokes. So I'll post that in the next couple of days, just to tell everybody to send all your musician jokes, type them in, and then I'll print them out, and I'll just read them out, and I don't have to answer anything, just read them, since they will all be deleted after 2 weeks. So let's do that. That'll be fun. Okay, a guy after my own heart right here. B. Stern just simply asks, Ginger or Maryanne? This has been a fantasy my whole life, and good old Don Wells, that's me, man. Maryanne, all about Maryanne. Ginger, I can find a million Gingers, but man, finding a, I've just always been a sucker for that girl next door thing, farmer's daughter, brunette type of thing, you know. That's my type. So yeah, definitely Maryanne for me, my friend, and that's one of my favorite questions of the day so far, so thank you. Declan Boyd. Hey Scott. Hey Declan. When you first got started out, what sort of practice routine did you use? Now this will be an easy one. Also, is there a guitar out there that you wish you could find but have never been able to? That I wish I could find. Okay, that being the key. And then the practice routine. Practice routines, I've never been big on, and I tell most people not to have a practice routine, and I don't give them many practice things to work on, because I find it useless. Muscle memory is the main thing to guitar playing. Some people will argue that, but most people know that that's the truth. So repetition is practice. You have to train your muscles to do certain things, so that when you're drunk later, you could play an entire show. Your fingers will do it. You won't remember it. I've been there in my day, and you don't remember even showing up, let alone leaving, or who you left with, or anything. But you went through it and played flawlessly, and nobody knew the difference. So it's muscle memory. And it's whatever you need to work on the most. Do it while you're taking a shit, to watching TV, watching the TV, taking a shit. If you so happen to have a TV in your bathroom, which I'm installing next. Yes, I do have a desk in my bathroom right in front of my throne, where I have a laptop setting where I sit there and do work all day long. And I know TMI, but you ought to fucking try it, dudes. It's great to have a workstation right in front of the toilet. Nothing like it. I'm here all day by myself till the wife gets home from work, and even when I leave here, I'm going to the office. I go to the bathroom, that's the office, and I get shit done, and I get shit done. Okay, but yeah, just muscle memory. Remember that. That's your practice routine. Whatever you have to work on, do it while you're watching TV or whatever. Just get Whatever it is. As far as time, it's the person who practices the most. The more time you can put in it, the more you're going to get there. You know, it's like if you practice 5 hours a day when you're 18, you practice 2 hours a day when you're 19, you're going to learn a lot more when you're 18. It's just, you're going to get out of it what you put into it. Some are faster learners. Some people's muscles learn faster. It's just the way it is, you know. So either you got to work twice as hard for the same results, or you work half as hard for the same results as other people, or you work at a normal pace. Regardless, it has to be muscle memory. Otherwise, it's just not going to happen. It's not. As soon as you quit using your fucking head to rehearse with, the better. As soon as you quit looking down to play, the better. They should take every fret marker off of guitars. All my guitars I love. As far as my custom ones, I don't have fret markers on them. I do on one, I think. I have fret markers on one guitar that was made. Yeah, that one back here has the stars. But then on the sides, it'd be nice to get rid of those too for a lot of people. I think you should put some tape there and not be able to see them. So you're blind. So you have no, put some black tape, electric tape over there, so you can't see anything, and then cover the other shit. You know, but otherwise, just don't look. You don't have to go that far, but don't look. The other part of your question, which I can never find where I was, but here it is. Practice. A guitar out there I wish I could find, but have never been able to find. Of course, I stated I'm looking for the 68 Paisley Telly, but I keep finding them, but they're always beat up, worn down, blah blah blah, or have been resprayed. Okay, because Fretted Americana has one right now, but it's been refinished in the 80s. Not refinished, but resprayed, overspray, and I'm not going to have it. You know, it's $17,000, and that's the price I expect to pay, but I want the original finish on it. There's some now from Gary's guitar shop there and on eBay, and somebody wrote to tell me about it, but I've been seeing it there for a couple of years, and he wants, $15,000 for his, but it's gold because it's been just used to shit, so there's no pink left on it. It's all just gold all the way up to the end, so there's no like burst. You know, how the edges are all nice and pink, and they're supposed to be that way, just like the new ones. They look like that. And some people said they were red paisley, but no, they were pink paisley. And I just can't find one that hasn't been resprayed, so I'm sticking with that one. That's just my hard one to locate. I found a few from Cowtown Guitars, and they sold them 3 or 4 years ago, but they won't take them off their fucking site. And I've told them 2 million times. I went to the store and told them to take them off their site, and they won't do it, so they still come up in my search every fucking day that I search. Some people don't know how to run a music store. Okay, next. And it asked what routine I started out practicing. I'm sorry, I thought he was asking for a routine. Did I use... So he's asking what I used to rehearse. That's exactly what I did. I took the guitar to the shitter, same thing I'm telling you to do, and watch TV and just play the same thing over and over and over and over. Same hammer-ons and pull-offs. I'm a hammer-on pull-off guy before I will ever play each note. I don't play every note. I hammer on and pull off my way through everything. I play the easy man's way, so it's just the way I learned to play, and I'm totally happy with it. So it's my style, the lazy man's way. Okay, now next. We're going to Left Hand Davey. Oh, I know this guy, he's cool. LOL, what a concept. Okay, let's see what it is. Okay, Scott, but I'll ask a couple of questions. What is your opinion, if any, on guys like Alex Jones, Infowars.com, I don't know who it is, and David, looks like Icky, UK conspiracy theorist, and conspiracy theories in general. Number 2, what is the strangest sight you have seen in the Nevada desert? Okay, I see what it's about. I don't know who the people are that he's talking about, and I kind of answered the big red sun in the middle of the night landing like 2 blocks from me, here. And again, I'm very close to Area 51, which they finally outed this week, so you know what this is. This being August 20th now of 2013, but the government finally said yes, it exists just a couple days ago. But yeah, it's just not too far from here, so we see lots of weird shit here. Yeah, this big red glowing thing right down the street. Just a lot of people saw it. We don't know what the fuck it was, and oddly enough, it sat there for about 10 minutes, but nobody went to check it out. And I wasn't going to go check it out either. And I don't know if it was on the ground or not, because it looked like the size of a fucking sun. I wasn't going near it. 10 o'clock at night, roughly, something like that. And don't know what it was, but and seen plenty of weird shit in the sky here and then. Just totally know that it's just Nellis Air Force Base, or their Area 51, which is still Nellis owned and operated. So yeah, lots of weird shit. Okay, as far as conspiracy theories, I guess I don't know if you're going towards the whole 9/11 thing, or just other conspiracies in general, that type of thing, or not. But you know, I totally believe that yeah, it could have been an inside job. And I watch the one bonehead, of course, on True TV that does his type of thing, but he's always in search of something, whether it be Bigfoot or 9/11 things or whatever. But I believe it could have honestly easily been an inside job, as easy as a Bin Laden thing. So I 100% believe they're totally true. I mean, they gotta be. They're fucking government shit, and it's all the government shit's crooked, and every government. U.S. as crooked as all the others. You know, they've been hiding shit from us forever, you know, and they always will. So, if that's the correct thing, you know, again, I don't know exactly if that's what you're wanting, so I'll ask you again, or you will tell me. Okay, here's Joe Schmo. He's from Footville, Wisconsin, by the way. Local population 832. Salute! Hee-haw, if you guys don't know. Go look at that. Thanks again. That's funny. That was in reply to Joe Schmo. Okay, which is right above. Oh, he was asking, how was my surgery with Dr. Kudrow? Are you better, and is he a good doctor? Well, here's the thing. Dr. Kudrow is related to, for the rest of you who don't know, he was the last person I was supposed to go see. And he's related to Lisa Kudrow, which played Phoebe Buffay on Friends. Basic thing that ended up with him is I couldn't go because he don't accept insurance. A doctor, a specialist, a surgeon who does not take insurance of any kind. There's a lot of that going on around here, especially with the stuff that I'm involved, or stuff that's involved with me. So that's how that went. So nothing happened. Said no, we don't take insurance. I mean, I could flat out pay for whatever it is, but I just soon check out than fuck with whatever kind of underhanded shit is going on with a surgeon who don't take insurance. Sorry. But thanks for asking, my friend. I'm surprised you remembered. Alex Hollins just asks, worst guitarist to get a signature model? Slash! No. There's worse than him. And I hate rating guitar players. Who's that guy that plays the green fucking Fender guitar with one humbucker with the, I don't know if it was Billy Joe, was it Armstrong or some bullshit, or I don't know if it was some kind of Green Day or Blink 182 bullshit. I can't tell one band from the other. That was stupid. Oh, Avril Lavigne, how's that? Got a signature Fender. And Phil X played on her second album. Okay, yeah, Avril Lavigne. Hannah Montana? Washburn? How's that? Okay, you have Jimmy Johnson. Yeah, the NASCAR driver. Got his signature silver tone, as did 3 other NASCAR drivers, but that was a series of NASCAR things, so it wasn't really their own. So I'll have to go with Hannah Montana with the Washburn signature models. Lots of different signature models actually from Hannah Montana signature guitars. Bet you weren't thinking those avenues, were you? But yeah, I'll go with Miley Cyrus, Hannah Montana guitars by Washburn. But before that, whatever else I said before that, because I don't remember things. Okay, next. Do you think Fender will ever do the Grove's 3-bolt Paisley again? Nope. No, they should, but they won't. And 99% of the Paisley guitars that are sold on eBay are not the year they say they are. I have the list if anybody would like them for all of the Fender serial numbers, or the Squires, or the Made in Japan Fender serial numbers, and when the crafted in Japan instead of made in Japan, was made in Japan forever and then crafted in Japan for a certain amount of years, then back to made in Japan. And the only time that they ever made a Paisley guitar of any kind for Fender with a crafted in Japan was 2001 and 2002. And you will see many that will say 1995 on eBay that say crafted in Japan. No, they're made in 2001, 2002. And these are from all these stupid motherfuckers that own music stores. People who own music stores are generally dumb motherfuckers. And I have to correct them, and they are always like, mind your own fucking business. That's what it says. It's letter this followed by 6 numbers. It's like, that's for the made in Japan. Yours is crafted in Japan. Well, it says Japan. It's like, you're a fucking moron. So if anybody ever wants that stuff and wants to know how to actually date a Fender, especially a crafted in Japan, or any fucking Fender that you don't know how to fucking date, ask me. I'll just send you the serial number thing. Okay. This is from Michael Abston, and I know this one very easily. Okay, what kind of guitar Prince play in the Purple Rain movie? Okay, that was the ESP, the cloud guitar. Okay, and then ESP also has a company called Edwards, which makes their cheaper versions. There's the Japanese band, I can't remember the name, they make a lot of guitars for them. Good band, but poppy, but good band, a lot of good Japanese stuff, some really good, can't remember, M with some V's in it, different band though, a guy that plays slap acoustic just like a son of a bitch, can't tell if he's a boy or a girl. Just amazing player. I've been digging him the last few days. I wish I could play like that, but I don't care to. I just wish I could. But yeah, so it was the ESP cloud guitar, and I'd like to get one made. Again, Edwards, which is like Squire for ESP, made them also with just 3 single coil pickups and a Floyd Rose on them, but they break really easy. They're like made out of styrofoam or something, and they just fall apart. But it's cool that they have that, but without the Floyd Rose I would just buy one in a second, because I love the cloud guitar, which originally just had the single coil in the neck position and then the humbucker in the bridge, but that was made by Edwards, and again that's the cloud guitar. Okay, done with that page. Okay, let's see what we have with time and pages. I have 35 minutes on this one, and I'm down to page 11 of this particular batch. Okay, let's go to Connor Jones. What's your favorite film? Which is Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And Connor Jones. If you could only have one of these 2 guitars, which would you have? A cheap guitar made today, or a cheap guitar from the 60s such as Kay and Silvertone? One made from the day. All that old shit sucks, dog. Bad, 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 bad. So those were horrible. cheap guitars today, you can buy them all day long and they are fine. You can buy brand spanking new guitars for under $100 and they are fine, and they will beat all that Agile bullshit for a couple, and I see those every day for $140 or less on sale now, and because they suck and are the worst guitars made. But yeah, to answer your question, yeah, fuck that old K Silvertone TS-Go bullshit. It's horrible, horrible, horrible junk. People are paying for it just to hang it on their walls because they think it's cool, because they've been on these damn, what are they called again? Where people who talk to each other? Forums, and think that they somehow look cool and retro if they put one on the wall. So yeah, give me a cheap ass Squire any day over any of that old shit. Give me a cheap Silvertone today made from Samick, or go give me a Samick or a Court. Make the best guitars around because they make all the guitars around. Okay. Tim Stanley asks, dude, I just stumbled across your stuff and your videos are absolutely funny as hell. Thanks. Thank you, man. I like the funny I would love to be a comedian in some way if I could ever do it. My wife don't think I'm funny, but I think I could write a set. Okay, from Tim Stanley again. I wasn't going to ask anything, but I just ordered a new guitar. Don't say LTD, he said LTD. Okay. Sorry. But I just ordered a new guitar and wondered what you think about the ESP LTD. You're fine with ESP, but LTD's blow dog, dude. I'd say cancel the order. They just don't make anything worth a crap. They really don't. I mean, they have a chance of being okay, but I would never have an LTD if they paid me for it. And I know Phil X has an LTD that he loves, but there's every now and then one will come along, and hopefully yours is fine. You know, but it's just one of those things. Okay. Next is String Jedi. Okay, I can already tell this one, and this sucks too. Please give me your opinion of the Ibanez SZ4020 FM. I'm thinking about buying one. They suck. They do. You want to know that's it. That's just plain old Ibanez. Again, unless you're coming straight from Japan and you're buying custom shop stuff from them or something, you don't have a chance. Ibanez has blown dog for so many years. Don't buy an Ibanez for any reason in the world. Unless it was made before 1985. Or in Japan. But no, not a good guitar. Okay, sorry to bust your bubble, but you may love it. If you love it, so be it. And then tell me I'm wrong, because different strokes, man. If it's all about me, it doesn't get anywhere. If it works for you, then fucking play some great music that I can listen to, because I'm tired of listening to shitty music. So if the guitar is great, make great music, and God love you if he exists, and may you guys play the best music in the world and do the whole Bill and Ted save the entire world thing and make the greatest music in the world. Quick question. Scott, can a pedalboard be made out of a potato? Of course. 100%. It can run off one too if you have enough potatoes there to power it with. Remember basic science? Okay, but yes, your potato will sprout, you know, little growths of vines and so forth, and eventually will die unless you take care of your potato. But yes, you can 100% make a pedal board out of a potato. You can mount any pedal to a potato. You can make multiple potatoes and have kind of a regular veritable potato garden, and have each pedal being powered via a solar powered generated little potato solar collector. Be kind of cool. Okay, now a baked potato with bacon bits and sour cream might get a little messy, but it would smell great when you're playing under the hot lights. Okay, next, one paisano. A paisano. I like it already. What's your favorite guitar, and what do you think about nylon string guitars? I am in the market for a great classical nylon string guitar, electric, acoustic electric. I'm finding a lot of solid bodies I like, but I want to play them acoustically, but they have to be able to hook up and take to a rig, because there's a lot of songs I want to play them on, so I'm having a hard time finding the one I want. Everything is just so normal looking, so I'm looking for something outrageous that once it plugs in, it's fine. So I'm in the market on string guitar real bad, and I don't care if it's, people are like, well, you can't play, it's not classical anymore if they get those thinner necks and they're not quite as wide at the nut, and you actually have a concave fretboard, okay, because the radius isn't flat anymore. It's actually so unradiused that it's a negative radius, so it goes the other way. So, you know, it's real wide, which I don't mind, but other guitars are regular guitar size necks, but then I have nylon strings on them. Then all of a sudden the purists are like, now you can't play classical guitar, and I was like, what the fuck not? It's like they just don't sound right. It's like, yeah, the fuck they do. They just, people are out of their mind. So yeah, I'm really looking for a great one, and I may just go right back to the people that's making me one now. Help me out, folks. I know you're already yelling the name. Rain Song. So for the composite, the graphite guitars, and get me one made by Rain Song and do it. And what was the rest of your question? I'm sorry. I see one coming up that's going to be funny. Why? Because I put it out there. What's your favorite guitar? Again, they are the two, which is my old pink paisley, just for the love of the guitar, because I played it for 25 years. And then my favorite other guitar, period, is that white Iceman looking thing right there. It's just the most perfect playing, sounding, feeling guitar ever. But then the other one's being buried with me, the pink one, and then somebody will get to own my white Iceman there, and it'll probably go for like $500, because people don't pay for other people's custom guitars. They just don't, because there's no brand name at the top other than Groovy. So I don't know, maybe you guys can be nice to my wife and pay her some good money for my custom made guitars, and especially that one. Holy fuck, I'd hate to see that go to somebody for no money just because it's a custom guitar, which kicks ass. Okay, I hope this is the next one. Nope, it's a different one. Then I'll get to a fun one. From the Wolves of Oxnard. What do you think of Vox amps, Scott? I don't like them. I'm in a surf band. Well, then they're fine for you. And I'm looking for an amp that, should I get a Fender Deluxe Reverb or the Vox AC30? Definitely the Fender, and the Fender Reverb is going to give you the real surf sound. The AC30 won't sound right. It just don't. This Fender amp behind me sounds perfect for that kind of stuff, and that's just the Fender Concert 2. But yeah, the other one, the one you mentioned, which one, the Deluxe Reverb would sound great. So that would be my choice. But play both. You know, don't just go by what I go by. But you asked a question and I answered it. So yeah, the Fender Reverbs just sound right. They're authentic. It's just got that sound. Okay, from Nordstrom. Somebody caught me online. Scott, was that you? Yes, it was. Who used the term Beaner caster on the Premier Guitar Forum about the Telecaster Satin Series. Yes, it was. I call all Mexican-made guitars Beaner casters. I freely use the word Beaner, and I enjoy the word Beaner. It's great. Yeah, so I commonly answer things on the Premier Guitar Forum, and we all love our girl who does the oh, what are they called? The rig rundowns. We all like her too, but yes, that was me talking about the Telecaster Satin Series. Fender's thinking they're being amazing by introducing the new satin finish guitars. Like, man, they put them fucking things out, you know, from Mexico again, the Beaner casters. 10, 15 years ago when I had them then, I bought 3 or 4 of them in purple and gunmetal blue and satin, this reddish color. And now they're out again, and they're acting like they've never done them before, but they're back. if anybody wants to know. So yeah, back from Beaner, Kentucky, which is a couple miles south of Corona, California, and yes, the same workers usually clock in and Fullerton, Corona, California, do an 8-hour shift and then go down to the Mexican factory not far away and clock in for another 8 hours and send all the money home to Mexico or whatever. And same people building the same guitars and same quality. The American versus Mexican, no difference in quality. I don't care if you go custom shop or not. And even though the parts are not as costly from the Mexican ones, the overall guitar and the product in its finished form is every bit as good as any American-made Fender guitar from custom shop or not. Okay, it just is. You try to tell the difference. Put 100 in front of you and make 99 out of them from Mexico and make one from the Fender custom shop. You won't find that custom shop. Or any of them. Do every other one from America and one from there. You won't know the difference, and you'll probably pick a Beaner caster from Mexico. Okay? So yes, that was me. I'm very PC like that. I was hoping to answer that someday. Yeah, and I always, whenever I answer, if I am on a forum of any kind and just there to bust people's chops, or if I answer on anything, I always go by Scott Grove. I never go by an alias for any reason, shape, or form. Had I known about my screen names back when I did this thing and whatever we're doing YouTube, it would have been just Scott Grove. I hate people that just use all weird names, you know, but yeah, I'm fully proud of who I am, and I'm proud that people hate me, and I'm proud that people like me, and you know, no press is bad press, even as long as they're talking about it, as long as your name is on the search and it's up the top, you're doing fine. So I do things on purpose to piss people off, to get my name out there. I do things that are good to get my name on the top of searches, because it's part of my job that I created for myself. So I have to be an entity. I am in business, so I have to be at the top of the searches. So, not that anybody asked, but yeah, so I use Scott Grove for everything. Whether it's something where everybody hates me, and Scott told me to go kill my family. He's going to kill my family and slit my daughter's throat in front of me while I watched it, and make me choke to death on her blood, and whatever I said, I don't care. You know, it's all for shock value for the most part, and it works. So shoot me. Okay. Back for some more fun. JVin 248. I've been measuring my pickups and guitars. Okay, he's been measuring. I hope this leads somewhere. Okay, I've been measuring my pickups and guitars, tiny stockpile compared to yours, with an LRC meter. I was surprised to find capacitance measurements most closely followed what I like in pickups. Articulate versus muddy, of course. And not always single versus humbucker, but single versus single, often a big range. Yes, they are. Scatter versus machine wound can change the value. Yes, it can. In case you want to try it out, look for our 4070 LRC meter on eBay land, and I'll be curious to see measurements you get for your lace versus other high-end pickups. I get 7.1 K on every single lace pickup. Never is it different. I check them all before I put them in, and I've never got anything other than 7.1 K on every lace silver pickup I have, which will be probably about 100 of them in here, and 7.1 every single time, so I can already let you know that now. Okay, so yeah, I'll check out the machine for sure, and you sound like somebody I'd like to talk to more, so give me a shout if you would. Okay, Professor Longhair. Hey Scott, I'm in a punk rock band based in Asheville, North Carolina, called Your First Hero, and I have 3 questions. 1, as a bunch of teenagers, how do we get gigs at bars and other 21 or 21 plus or 18 plus venues? Okay, I don't know about your state, but my state back in Indiana, as long as you're entertaining, you can be on the stage, you can be in the back break room, or you can be in a direct line of sight from wherever you're at on stage, or that break room, or to the bathroom and on your way back, anytime you fucking want. That is the law. There's no age for entertainers in Indiana, which is why I got to play and get played and so forth at 13 years old until whenever. So I don't know what just you have to check with your state laws. Some are by county, some are by whatever, but Indianapolis is a big fucking place. So yeah, we were allowed to play all over the entire state, and actually like a 5-state area, and never any problem as long as you're an entertainer and you stay on the stage, or you stay in this, if they don't have a break room, so you stay on the stage, or we would sit outside in the bus and get stoned, or because we always had a bus even at age 13. It's just a thing to have because some places don't have break rooms, and we knew that, so yeah, go buy a tour bus. What's the big deal? We had a rich drummer. Okay, that helps. Okay. Well, his parents were rich, or well off. You know, our buses were from the 50s, and it was fun to put those together. You know, but they were actual tour buses, and the GMC 4104 with a 671 Detroit diesel. If anybody cares, were generally the choice, because we weren't getting any kind of a Silver Eagle, which is way gone by now, but that's what the people used to use. Now it's all Prevost buses, if anybody gives a shit. Okay, so there's that. So find out, yeah, just, you should be fine over in North Carolina. It should be the same thing there. If you're an entertainer, people will think otherwise until you just show them the shit. You know, everybody in our place, I mean, we were just so fucking loved at the beginning, and it never went away until we went away. Until we finally all graduated high school in the same year and went on the road right away. And yeah, so it's a state thing or a regional thing, but just ask the folks downtown. Go to City Hall, ask them what's the regulations, and then go in there and do your gigs. If you have to play for free, go play for free. And then the next time it's not. You know, always tell them you get one, only one. Okay, but it was never an issue. Never thought about. Number 2, what do you think of punk music? It's music. There's good music and there's bad music. I like all genres of music. When I think punk, of course, I just think of, you know, Ramones and Johnny Rotten and that kind of stuff. So I'm old, so I think of in my day, but it's either good or it's bad. You know, you can tell in 2 seconds if anybody is actually good. And if the band is good, the players can be weaker. I will always go for a player I can get along with quicker than I will for that is a nice guy, that is not the best, than I will for an amazing player who's as much of a dick as I am. You know, so because you got to live and breathe, and you got to smell the farts of these people. You have to share the women with these people. So, but you can always tell a band is cohesive and actually working as a unit. And that is more important than the overall ability musically, is to have, it's again like Kiss, that are mediocre musicians, but they have, or had, and still have, whether people agree or not, they're all about, oh, Ace and Peter has to be there or it's no good, and everybody since them too have been better players. But there is a chemistry, of course, about the originals, so we bring the 2 drugs and drug addicts back in, and then you have the original thing. But you're not asking about that. But yeah, a cohesive band that works great as a band is much more impressive than the best players around. So I'm not saying that you suck as a band, because I don't know, but I'd like to check it out. So I'm all into the punk thing too, as much as anything. If it's good music, it's good. And send me something. Send me a link if you have anything. I'd love to check it out, man. Okay. And number 3, you talked about getting with a lot of older women through music. Yep. Could you elaborate a little and do all the teen musicians a solid? You talk like me, dude. I'll actually do that. I'm going to do a road stories video by special request. I have a lot of people, so I'll do that, and I'll spill all the details and get as graphic as you all want me to be, because there's some such easy secrets, and everybody wants some. But you know, you have to do it a certain way. You have to have game. Okay, so I'll teach you some game and what works and what don't work, and things very quickly for me and many others. It worked every single night, every night, and sometimes a few times a night, and some didn't mind 2, 3, 4 ways, and asking a couple other guys to tap in too, and all that. So I will gladly do a video on that whole thing. So I had a lot of people ask about it, and I don't think they just want to hear like Deer Penthouse forum things. It's just solid stuff that will work, and quite frankly just get you some pussy. You know, everybody wants it, so let's go get some, and I will be your instructor, no problem. Okay, go to the next. Thanks for the questions. You actually seem like a really nice dude. I like this guy. Who was it? Professor Longhair. Write me again. Computer screwed up, so VA, maybe a GN more, or VAON, I'm not sure with the printer. Dear Scott, in your humble opinion, which do you prefer, Big Muff or Fuzz Face? It's all the same in the 70s, man. Nobody shaved down there. Neither. I don't use them. I had the Big Muff, and I had the little Big Muff. The Fuzz Face, a friend of mine had. I hated that. I'm not a fan of fuzzes unless it's just going to be for the American Woman tone. You know, you roll your tone all the way off, and you turn on the fuzz just for that one song. You know, other than that, I'm not a fuzz guy. But the original electro-harmonics, they were gone for a long time. If you don't know, I don't know if you know, but they were around, and they were just gone because they were considered the shittiest pedals ever made. And then they became retro all of a sudden. Now they're back again and not made anything like the originals. They don't sound anything like the originals. Same with the Fuzz Face. It's totally a different animal than it was. But basically a fuzz is a fuzz. You have a good one and you slam it as fuzzy as it'll get, and turn off your tone knob on your neck pickup and get your American Woman tone, and that's what you use it for, unless you're doing Satisfaction by the Stones, then you have to have it. But they'll both give you the same thing. A fuzz is a fuzz. I honestly don't hear any difference between any of them. Pedals are too much. They're everywhere, and buy a Behringer. 25 bucks. Go buy a fucking Behringer. Same thing. It'll give you the great thing, and nobody's going to be looking at your pedal board but you, so don't worry that you have to have the trendy models just because you're on the forum listening to these people again. So go out and buy a Behringer one. Okay, next. Looks like it's on 2 pages. We will find out. Yes it is. Okay, this is from another thing where my printer is screwed up. Spelled Xigen, maybe. It says, Dear Scott. Thank you, dear. Oh, I know. No, that's somebody else. Okay, I see my pussy cat up there from Cole. Okay, a different person. Okay, you're up next. First, thank you I got a PRS SE. Well, thank you. Holy fuck, somebody got a real guitar. I keep getting so pissed off when they sell, or don't sell, I mean, on eBay, and I've been telling everybody that's the best fucking guitar in the fucking world ever to be on a thing, and you can get them for nothing, and they smoke every fucking Fender Strat ever made, every single guitar, every single coil guitar ever made in the world, and people don't buy them. What the fuck is wrong with you people? Okay, let's see what he has to say. As my first electric guitar, it rocks. $221 with shipping, and the previous owner quite obviously did not play it. Vintage 2004 and 00074 as its serial number. Awesome. Now some questions. Which pedal first? I have a nice orange amp and cabinet. Congrats on the guitar, man. Everybody should have that guitar and nothing else. You can play that guitar for the rest of your life and you will never find a better guitar. You won't. And if you go to humbuckers, get another SE series from over there in Korea. Get an Adler model or something. Or if you want to get the P90 models, you know, the soap bars, they're the best guitars going. Best bang for your buck, and congrats on the guitar. They only came in red, blue, as far as the 3 single coils. Red, blue, I had them all, white, and then the Budweiser logo. And these are the ones with the stock bar tailpiece, not the horrible whammy bar things. For some reason it fucks the guitar up because you have all that spring sound coming through there, and it doesn't work. It just doesn't stay true in tune like these guitars. They are the most in tune sounding guitars ever in the world. It sounds like every fret is perfectly placed. I mean, truly intonated all the way up the entire guitar. Somehow they got it right and they discontinued it. Dumb motherfuckers. But yeah, congrats on the axe, man. Which pedal? Anything. Get a RP pedal. RP 200 or something. That's just a multi-effect. Don't go buy a bunch of pedals, especially at first. Just buy something that will do everything. And quit buying don't worry about a bunch of pedals and wires or something. So go get a Digitech RP 200, 300, 250, 400, whatever. Just play with a few, but you can get them for like 40 bucks. Again, on eBay. That's what I'd say. Go get an RP 200 or 300 or 250. Just go put Digitech. This is an eBay Digitech RP, and then look at the prices. 40 bucks, 50 bucks, and get a 200 or higher, and just whatever you want to spend on it. Because as you get higher, you get more things. You get the wah-wah pedals thrown in on them as you get up to the higher models right away for 50 bucks. These are used, of course, and they will blow your flipping mind. I 100% say go there. Okay. And then the finishes, it says, what next? What makes you laugh? Me. I'm so all over the place. I make myself laugh. I don't know that I honestly make anybody else, but I just make myself laugh. I don't know why, and I love it. I make me laugh, and this typical farts, of course. A fart is always funny for a guy as long as they live. So farts. Anytime somebody does a fart thing in a movie or something, yeah, I'm there. And also, is there any popular music which you appreciate for its technical ability, but emotionally it just doesn't connect? For example, Joe Satriani. Yeah, I hate Satriani. I can honestly say I hate Satriani because I don't get it. I mean, I have to admire that he learned how to play the guitar, but I don't see how he ever got a record deal. If he's got a record deal, he may just have his own thing, or Vi supports him and somehow just lets him do his thing. I don't know how it works, and I don't care. But yeah, is there any? I don't listen to music, so I don't know if there's anybody else out there. I know I don't know that. I don't like the Joe Bossanama Obama Sama, Joe Obama Bin Laden, or whatever his name is, Bossa Nova, Blow Your Mama. I don't like that guy. Just so untalented. I mean, he just plays like any barroom player. You know, it's not that he's not good. He just plays no different than I do. No different than any guy that's playing currently in a bar. It's just, but he wears a suit and has short hair, looks like a geek, and he would have been beat up in my day. Yes, that's so, yeah. So keep in touch, man. I'm so glad that you got somebody who listened to me and got the SE. Amazing guitar, amazing. Everybody should have one and throw everything else away. I would love to do that myself. Again, I'm going to buy another one just because I feel so bad not having any, and I have 4 of them laying right here of the best ones ever. Okay, Cole McGraughlin. Oh, he's answering a question for me, so I'll just let him do that, which he went and did. So I'll let him answer that. The person had asked, which is XIGEN, one more question. $4,000 guitar and a $400 amp, or a $4,000 amp and a $400 guitar. You know what I'm getting at. Where's the best place to spend the money? Well, I have a different answer than Cole does. So Cole told him to go get the amp. I say $300 guitar and a $300 amp. Go get the PRS SE, and then go get a Johnson Marquee 120 for $120, and you are ready to go for the rest of your life. That's my advice. Okay, so the guitar for under $300 and the amp for under $200, and then go buy the pedal for $100. And so for the price of, what is it, $600-700 total, you're ready to rock and roll for the rest of your life, or anything you want, and all your effects are already there, and you don't need to buy anything ever else again. You're set. There's my advice. Okay, so from Cole. Hey Scott. Hey Cole. I was just wondering, why are Line 6 amps popular but Johnson's never work? Line 6 aren't popular, they're just being sold. Johnson, here it is. I'll finish the rest of your sentence. I think that Johnson amps are much better amps, but do you know why Johnson amps never took off as well as Line 6, even though they're better? Yes, I do, and I know everything about this. Johnson was, well, it's just a byproduct of Digitech is all it is, and it was from the S-disc processing, part of the 2120 processor with the S-disc processing, and then they put modeling technology with it and put the amp out so fast that every single preset sucked big dick. And that's what people thought the amp sounded like, because when they go to try an amp out, there's 100 presets in there and then 100 user programs, but people don't have the time that it takes to program in a good, I mean, amazing sounds, but there's no good even things to start off with, and it takes a lot of scrolling on these Johnsons, as you know, to get through everything, but you will get the sounds of a lifetime out of them, but none of them prove that via the presets, so that's what killed them. Okay, everything about them is a gazillion times better. The Line 6 had better presets, but the ability to get an actual sound out of them to use on stage was not good. You could, I mean, fire up, you've heard my patches, amazing sounds out of these Johnsons, but they just didn't release them. They kept the same presets for their entire run, and they ran themselves out of business. They actually put Line 6 out. Okay, so this is all part of the same thing, Line 6 and Johnson. But the only thing that Line 6 or Johnson did not give Line 6 was the S-disc processing capabilities. So that's why they were never able to sonically recreate such great sounds. Okay, so it just ended up being Line 6 had the better presets, which were just iffy at best, but they sounded better than the presets of the Johnsons. So again, Johnson's 10,000 times the amp that Line 6 is even still capable of producing, but they killed themselves with the presets. So that's it. As you know, the presets all sound like dog shit, every one of them. So that's it. They hung themselves. It's kind of elixir, like Elixir's doing with their poly webs, you know, getting rid of them, and it's what makes them great, but they're getting rid of them because they last too long, and then they're making no money if their strings don't die, so they're giving you the nano web bullshit stuff that dies, so you have to come back and buy more. But the poly webs last forever, so they're killing themselves by, or maybe they're saving themselves by phasing out that. So if you remember Willy Wonka, they had the everlasting gobstopper, which you could suck them and suck them and suck them, and they never get smaller, and you would never have to buy another one. And a company goes broke if you never have to buy another one. So they make things to fail. Companies make things great at the beginning, and then they realize we're not going to make any money if the product doesn't fuck up and break. So we have to make inferior products that will fuck up. So they start putting those out, and then you have to buy a few. So that's what happened with everything, and plus more than you asked. Okay. And okay, we're up to Artful Dodger, D-A-W-D-G-E-R. Let me see where I'm at. I'm over the limit, but let's do it. He's replying to this guy, which he's replying to Andrew Holmes. I'll get Andrew. Hey Scott, do you own any guitars with a B bender or a G bender, and do you like to use them? And he has a hip shot B bender and G bender. I hate the hip shot stuff, the crap that goes on the front of your guitar, and you have to use it like a whammy bar. There's no reason to have that with your guitar, because you have well, some of them you actually use your hip with it, and they're just not good. And then the Artful Dodger said, yeah, he has the Washburn Forrest Lee B bender acoustic, which is beautiful and it sounds great. So yeah, I have the B bender on my acoustic guitar, made by Forrest Lee and Washburn, and superb guitar, and I use it for rhythm, not lead at the time. So there's that, and I do recommend that guitar still. Go get a bunch of them that are on eBay. The Forrest Lee model Washburn B bender guitar, they were $1,000. They still are, but a lot of people are starting to sell them for under 200 or 200 bucks less for no reason. They are not B stock or factory seconds or anything. They're just not moving because people don't understand B bender acoustic guitars. So and plus they're like, who the fuck is Forrest Lee? Which I get, you know, because who the fuck is Forrest Lee? So I know who he is, but you guys don't. But yeah, they're incredible axes, except for they definitely need a roller nut, which I'm having installed on my Washburn just strictly for the whole thing. But yeah, they're binding at the nut using a G bend or B bender, and it's never a good thing, especially on acoustics when the strings go through and then they bend this way. So on a bender, you're asking for some major problems, and the problems are there. I fixed the nut to a degree, but I'm going to put a roller nut on there to take care of that. So there you go. I'll be back for this was part 16 in the series, so we're getting closer, kiddies. So once again, Scott Grove, GroovyMusicLessons.com. I'll keep on answering as long as you guys keep asking. Okay, so I'll do one more tonight, and then I'll actually go to work. Okay, so talk to you soon. My headache is at bay at the moment. More lore tabs between every single one of these videos that I've done tonight. This was the 4th one I've done tonight, so I'll do a 5th. And keep having fun. Okay, be right back.